It's alive!
I'm doing something new, I'm doing something novel. We don't have the answer, we don't know where it's gonna go, and I get to figure that out. The morphing wing is aiming to replace the flap on a traditional wing on these smaller drones. You can see here we have this smooth continuous surface instead of a traditional wing, which would have a flap that has this gap between the flap and the rest of the wing. Eliminating that gap is going to give us higher aerodynamic efficiency, and we get better performance out of this wing. We started with drawing on a whiteboard, different ideas. It was me and a peer of mine, a fellow undergrad, and a PhD student. And eventually we started prototyping with 3D printing. The first time it started working was pretty great.
It's alive!
I just put like a random speed, just, whatever. I didn't know how it was gonna behave. And I guess the speed was way too fast. It was amazing because we were seeing it work, but it was quite comedic because it was not what we were expecting it to behave like. It was like, this has potential. We should definitely explore this more. We were excited and we wanted to show the geometry that we worked on, but we also saw the viability in the market and we wanted to protect that. We didn't want someone to take that idea. And so we filed for a provisional patent, which allowed us to present our work. I was able to go and present my work at different conferences, and that's not something I thought I was going to get into as an undergrad. I feel like I achieved something useful, and I want to now share it with this community, with this aerospace industry. I joined the research group the summer after my freshman year, before I have taken any aero classes. And so going into the meetings was pretty overwhelming. They were talking about all sorts of different variables. I didn't understand a single one. But everyone's very welcoming, and you get more exposed to it. You start to feel more comfortable with all these different ideas. In practice, when you're working on these different projects, you're going to be met with a lot of difficulties that you didn't anticipate at first. And it's a lot about learning how to deal with those, how to make those decisions on what do you do when something happens? How do you go around that? It's a great opportunity to get involved, to really extract the value out of your education more than just what can be provided from a classroom setting.